All right, guys, we should be live. I'm here with Gingieman Cards and the one and only Sketchcard Hive, Norton Rad. And we've got a spontaneous Marvel trading card chat. We don't know quite which direction we're going to go. These guys are good at talking, so I'm going to be quiet and listen to them as we talk about primarily Marvel trading cards. But hey, look, happy Memorial Day to everyone that's out there. For all those who have sacrificed, we certainly thank you for the freedoms that we have, and really do appreciate it. But with that, let's talk about Marvel trading cards. So we were actually the show was going. You know, you get on the screen and we immediately start talking about Marvel trading cards, and Norm was talking about some oversized cards. Was that what you were showing us?
Yeah. So basically, so when you go into the deepness of collecting Marvel cards, you realize quickly how deep it goes. And poor Gingieman, I showed him some surfers I got that were pretty obscure.
Oh wow.
And there's 4 of these.
So again, these are oversized surfer cards. So how do people find those originally?
I didn't know they existed.
I didn't, and they're British.
Yeah, and then they're British. I had no idea, but luckily what's happening now is that everyone's digging through their basements looking for Marvel cards, and they're like, okay, let's go ahead and bring this in here. And everyone's like, let me see what I can sell my stuff for, fortunately. And this guy was super nice, or woman who was the eBay seller, and had them all really crisp and nice. So I was sharing that with Gingieman and some other people. Hey, Marvel Madness. But yeah, that looks so good.
Gingieman, we lost your mic. There you are.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah,
That's
I don't know what's going on with my background, but they look really weird for some reason.
Is that a transparent card?
Yeah, it's definitely not. I need to change that, but I don't know how. So.
Oh, you got it set where anything like blue screen. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know what's going on with mine.
That's awesome.
So
glad you didn't wear blue.
I'm getting a little bit of a delay. Sorry to interrupt. I'm getting a little bit of delay so I can hear the echo.
Okay, let's
from
see
our
here.
live stream.
Let's see. That's me there. What about now?
So I think it's done now. I think that's it. Sorry, I kept hearing myself. No, I hear it now.
You hear it now?
Gingieman, do you have your desktop audio on? Is that what it is?
I'm on mute. I keep going on and off and mute, so they think it's me.
Maybe it's me.
Yeah, we're using StreamYard Marvel Madness. Let's see. Let's see what he's saying here. I can hear everybody perfectly clear.
Oh, maybe it's me.
What about you, Gingieman?
Yeah, I can hear everyone okay, actually.
Okay. Now, I do have 2 streams going on at once. I got my phone and my computer screen in case we wanted to do a screen share in a minute. So, I mean, that could be it, but not sure. But I've got the laptop muted, so.
Damn, I keep hearing it. This is weird. Maybe it's just me. Give me a second. Let me see if I can fix it.
Yeah.
I think I'm good. All right, there you go. I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I got it. It was I'm an idiot. It was me.
It's okay. It's hard to have a good, clean, train of thought if you're getting all this echo back and forth.
I was hearing man, who's that voice? And I was like, oh, he sounds good. I was like, oh, that's me. It's so weird. So awkward. No, I'm just kidding. No, but that's much better now. So that's awesome. Yeah, but poor Gingieman, I got in his ear and I told him about those cards, and he was like, oh shoot, let me go check them out. But they're gonna look good graded, man. If that's where you're going with that, I think I'll do it for the surfers. It looks nice. It's really crisp.
Wicked.
So what's the price on something like that, if you don't mind sharing?
Not at all. Actually, I will open up my eBay and tell you all right now For full transparency.
While
Love it.
Lauren's doing that, I can find a box here in UK for £30. So what's that in dollars? $50 maybe. Full box. The condition's not great, but there's not many out there at all.
No, they're not. I got each one around like $8 for four of
Okay.
them. So like, $50 for 4 surfers. You got you got the full set for 50, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, well these are clean, so I don't mind paying the extra for the clean set because they don't have anything problems with them. But yeah, if you can find a full set for 50, I think that's a better buy than overspending on condition.
Yeah,
Norm,
like,
when you're
many of them aren't great, but
Norm, when you're buying, do you make people do a video of the card, or are you looking at photos only?
So the only one I did that for was for the blue PMG that I got a grade 9 for. And that was, I spoke to the guy. He wanted a pretty high price at the time for raw. Now after golden auctions, things are even more impossible to find. But I had him, he was very nice. He sent me a video. He told me that he was the original owner. So he pulled and went straight to pack. I could tell it wasn't going to be a 10. Just small white, very small white on the corner. And I knew, I was like, I think they're going to peg it because, now that PSA did that stuff with their grading tiers and they're only reserving for 300. And now that they're trying to control their 10s and how much they give out, because they're going to kind of go to the high end grade official PSA will always demand the highest prices type of mode.
Is that what you're thinking's happened, or are you actually hearing that chatter?
Look, I've heard the chatter from someone who's connected to PSA, but I've also kind of reading the signs a little. In my opinion, this is all my opinion, so no one has to take me. So for me, what's happening and what I think is going to happen is that there is no other grading company out there that is as well respected as PSA. And I think what's going to happen now, especially with CGC, with some of the other grading offshoots other than BGS, which is just as well established, I think they're going to be great. I think there's going to be companies you get your wax and your other non-numbered cards graded by because it's cheaper for bulk. And then I think cards that are numbered, extremely rare, extremely difficult to find, extremely difficult to grade, people are going to take the chance to have the PSA brand on it rather than have a brand of a company that hasn't been around as long. I think that's what's happening because I don't see a grading company out there that's going to say, okay, we're only going to do high-end cards and this is the most extreme form of grading. So if you want to ensure that grading and the rarity of the card, blah, 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 that will be us. I just think PSA is going to going to focus entirely on that, or it's going to have a PSA VIP, whatever. And that's going to be like, okay, only high end. And will it do this for the cases? I don't know. That seems to be what, in my head, that's where I think it's going.
I would completely agree with that. And what I've been seeing from PSA returns from various sellers, people in the hobby has been, they were getting, like a year ago, they were getting a large majority of 10s. They are now not getting 10s. And these are people that have been in the hobby a long time. So they're seeing it, and I'm hearing it as well. So yeah, I'd agree with you big time.
Yeah,
No,
so I just got these in. They're 9s.
That's right, your video. All that, yeah. Budgers, man.
Yeah, look, time is everything in life, right?
Especially for these cards, man. I mean, so much of people I know who were grading non-sport before this kind of blew up, you know what I mean? They were getting 10s, and I've seen 10s on old PSA labels that should not be 10s. You know what I mean? I've seen cards given and they're not. You look at them, you like white edging, corners are soft, like you can tell a mile away. Then people at PSA weren't paying too much attention to Marvel cards. They were just doing it as like favors. You know what I mean? I didn't see anything like really sticklers for grading. And I knew it was happening when I sent in the blue. I knew when I sent that Surfer blue, and I was like, here's the test. If it comes back at 10, they're not taking it seriously yet. They're still whatever. If it comes back as 9 or anything lower, they're really hitting it hard, and they're looking at it really close. And I knew that. And I think 9 is a respectable grade, not because it's a high grade, but because it depended. You know what I mean? It depended how serious they were going to take those cards. And I think that's what they're doing now. I think that's what we're going to see. I think 10s are going to be harder to get, even harder than they were before from PSA. And I think they're going to be sticklers for it. And I think that's why they shut things down, so they can give the grades that need to be graded and kind of like move on, you know? That's what I'm seeing. Because I sent in 2 holograms too that I showed on the live stream, a Wolverine and a Spidey. And I was like, those could have gotten 9s. You know what I mean? Like they could have. You know, I got 8s for them. And I was like, yeah, they're being really hard. They're being really tough.
Norm, remind me, what set was that in?
I got him here. I got him here. Come here, you beautiful bastards. Yeah, so it was 1990.
Oh, yeah. And what did they come back as?
2 8s.
Yeah.
And they could have been 9s. The backs are like super centered. And the fronts are actually really not that off. I would argue they're.
I'll see you 8s and raise you 2 8s. I'll trade you Surfer for Wolverine.
Get your Spider-Man 8. Let's look at your Spider-Man 8 there for a second.
All right.
So
I'll get a full screen.
So if you're looking at yours, right? Probably on my right, there's more white on my right than the left. So that's probably why you got pegged for the 8. On mine, my bottom is really minimal, while my top has a little more white on it. Yeah. Do you see that? And I also have the edge as well. The issue with the edging and centering.
See that?
You know, so that's why they popped into an 8. I've seen 9s with similar centering that are older PSA labels. Right. And I think that's what's going on. I think
that's a great point.
You know what I mean?
This one was close to center.
See, that should have gotten more of a 9. That looks so close. There might be a corner on there. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
It's nice. It looks good.
It's not bad though.
This top corner just is also hurt it, but yeah.
This is pretty cool. No, they're beautiful. I mean, the holograms are graded are like freaking gorgeous. Like I want to get a set of 9s for sure. I mean, if I can do 10s, I'll do it. But I definitely think the game for me is to get some holograms graded. I do like a little hologram marble card collection. I'd like to, for sure. Hey, Charles! That guy is next level.
Yo, Charles.
Charles is crazy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's tough to get 10s of PSA. I agree. You guys want to see something cool that I bought it. It was graded, and I bought it graded. But I don't know if you guys have seen these yet.
No, I haven't seen that.
So this is called an archive cut, and it's the page from the comic book that's cut and framed in the card. And it's called Marvel Comics Archival Cuts.
Archive cuts. They ruined a really good comic for that.
So you say that. So this is the funny thing. So a lot of people were saying that when these inserts came out, which is why they kind of fell out of fashion. Upper Deck stopped doing them for a while. But what people don't realize is that at the time, grading was not happening for CGC. This was this was Marvel's 75th anniversary.
So
this is
what comic book is that from?
This is from Thor number 226.
Okay. Who's on the cover? I mean, who's on the panel?
Galactus.
That's what I thought. It's hard for me to tell.
Yeah. Oh, you can see it now, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. He's just a little different color than normal. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because this is like some kind. I forgot the panel exactly. But what's crazy about these is that the comic books that they use them from are like completely torn up, covers missing, yellowing pages. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's definitely not, let me get this 9.8 and then cut the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Like it's more like,
well,
let me, you know.
It's if you heard a little wound there, that's because yesterday I was going to do a chat with Gingieman, and we ended up doing this comic book storage locker run and hit a big bunch of books. And one of them was Neil Adams, the famous Joker, where he's got, Batman on one of the cards. We opened it up and someone cut the panels out in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kills you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
that's painful.
Yeah,
Yikes. Oh, that is harsh.
Yeah, that was
Super
last
harsh.
night. So
Justin, like, what? Was it your brother who found those?
yeah, my twin brother Dustin used to own a comic book store, so people know him, and if they run into a bunch of comic books or some they want to unload or sell, they'll hit him up. And there's one particular guy who buys storage lockers, who buys them, and if he sees comic books, he calls them immediately because he'll flip them real quick.
Yeah.
Buy the locker for $400, sell like that cost us $1,300 to buy 10 boxes yesterday, and we know what we're looking at. We'll take the time to sort them and decide what we're going to do with them.
No,
That's awesome.
That's a great
Yeah.
pickup.
That's a good game.
Yeah, it is good. It helps everybody.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, man, of course. I mean, I think that's somewhat what I've been doing with Marvel cards for a while. I mean, I don't really make a lot of money off of them. It's usually mostly just hooking people up. But it's funny, like, I think a lot of people, when the whole like Marvel card run started happening, is everyone was trying to figure out how do you make money off the hobby. And I think that's that's why we're seeing all the prices dip on the PSA 10s, MU90 cards. It's just because everyone's realizing, I can't do the flip. I can't, I can't bet on this. Right. And I think once everyone realized that, people started letting them go. But I think what you're looking at it in terms of like the profit increase in terms of what they were selling before, right? Which like we just saw that surfer post from Card Ladder, right? Yeah. Where it's like huge profit before what it was selling to what it's selling now. I think a lot of people came in the game and stuck around, and they're like, all right, I am going to build this set, and now that it's cheaper, I'll build up the 10s like I was thinking about doing before. Yeah.
It's cheaper and available. Like you can actually go out there and find it.
Yep.
That's actually a problem. That's a problem in the comic book world right now is, and you can't hardly find it. Even if you want it, if you do, it's like got a price tag this big.
But I think that's what's going to happen with the raw cards, man. Like people are not going to be able to find raw cards in the condition that they think exists anymore, especially now.
So Norton, you know this, Gingieman doesn't yet, but I don't know, Gingy, if you've looked on ComC and saw the purple PMG Spider-Man 2099 from the 2017 set. They're one of fives.
Yeah.
I just went ahead and bought it. I was like,
okay, legend.
I may not see it again.
Boom.
It may not pop up again. Like, and I made an offer to the guy. He wanted $784. I think is what he had it priced at, and I offered $600, and he took it. Yeah. So I was like, easy. I won't see it again. Yeah,
easy, man. Like honestly, you can't look. The thing that's going to continue the whole PMG line is going to be Fleer Ultra, and if they ever do a retro again, it's only going to be Fleer Ultra, X-Men Metal now, right? Which we haven't seen those yet, which they're saying they're going to come in. But like, dude, Spider-Man 2099 is such a key character, especially in the Spider-Man line. Like you can't beat that. That's smart to grab now, especially a purple. I saw the card's beautiful. Card's gorgeous.
He's wicked.
Can't beat that.
Justin, you got the flare as well, didn't you?
Yes.
94 flare. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. That's
wicked. I got the PSA 10. It was $300.
Steal.
I was like,
steal.
It was a buy
all day, every day.
Yeah. And so I was like, again, that card's tough to grade anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not opening packs and getting 10s out of those anymore.
Nope.
So it's just, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get it.
I posted tons of PMGs on Facebook groups in January. I should have kept my mouth shut. Oh, yes, you should have, Charles.
Right. You inflated the market.
You definitely did.
Charles is sucking gems, isn't it?
It is. That's him.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
PMG
with all his little all his flare effects in his Instagram posts, making us look bad.
Yeah, he does.
All the sparkle gems are like this mother.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, it's funny because it's funny, man. I've had you guys would love this. So a lot of like Marvel card collectors have been hitting me up, talking a lot of smack about PMGs, and talking about how red spectrums are kind of better than PMGs, especially the greens from retro because they're one of one, and people are like, these cards are more expensive ones. I don't know why everyone's wasting their time on PMGs. But what's really funny to me is that both PMGs and Marvel Masterpieces 2016 and up have always been high-priced pieces and hoarded by the few, right? It's not until the Marvel stuff started happening where everyone was like, okay, I can let go of these PMGs. I don't really want to do this anymore. I'm tired of having this. I'm tired of having this. And now everyone's pushing something out. You know what I mean? Now things are starting to loosen from the grips of certain types of collectors and stuff. And I think it's going to be really funny to see what loosens when it comes to one of ones and what PMGs we're going to see more of in the future, which I think it's going to be crazy. Honestly, it's going to be insane. It's going to start like popping up on eBay, I think.
It's very early, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's my opinion, but I
think so.
So Norm, when they were pumping out the retros in 2013 and the 15 and 17 release, were those overproduced at all, or were they pretty dialed into what the market would soak up?
Marvel Retro, yeah. So like Marvel Retro 2013, those PMGs have always been expensive. They were never not expensive, and I think that's the trick with Marvel cards, right? Whatever was outright expensive retains its value very well, and then hard numbered, right? So like 2013 inserts in general were always expensive. When you hit 2015, it started softening a little bit because it started catching on like the gimmick, you know what I mean? But then you had gold one of ones, right? And those don't exist, Then when you get to the Fleer Retro, like Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, Fleer Ultra X-Men and stuff like that, because those sets were so massive, a lot of people didn't really understand what they were seeing with those metal cards, right? Like the Spider-Man 1 of 5, the 5 where you got the purple. A lot of people still don't understand those PMGs, and it's only because they're so recent. You know what I mean? 2017 is still pretty recent for a lot of people. But the thing to watch out for, in my opinion, is you got to watch out for the characters that are first appeared in PMGs. You know what I mean? Like Spider-Man 2099. Is his first appearance in a PMG 2017?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, as far as I can tell.
Smart. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know. That to me makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Like you're looking for those characters that have like first appeared in their PMG and look at what year they're first in there. Those are the ones, I don't know. Those are the ones I would be hunting if I was hunting them.
Yeah. Hey, let's Kryptonite's question. Do you think Venom 2 is going to pump up Carnage cards?
It already has. To put it simply. I'll just say my piece quickly.
Yeah.
So I've seen the comic. I don't follow comic books, but I've seen the comic, Venom, Carnage. Those books have really increased in value already.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've seen the Venom and the Carnage cards increase in value. So the answer is yes.
and those are already popular.
Big characters already, yeah. Just happens to be, the right time.
And it seems like the peak is always right before the release, not after. So
Correct.
if you are selling, you want to sell right up until the release. Don't hold until after the movie drops. Yeah.
It's the same as Loki. So, Norin, you'll be proud. I bought a buyback Loki. I'm going to wait 10 years to get it. But anyway. But
we're probably all buying from Norin and we don't even realize it. Because I bought some buybacks too. And he's got all of them.
This is all Norin's fault.
Oh, sorry. Is this door open? I'm so sorry. Calm season here. I'll close it up for you guys.
But like Loki, for example, there's a little bit of time left for that, potentially, if you were looking at flipping personally.
Right.
But for
Yeah,
sure.
that's the way to do it. I mean, Venom 2 is going to definitely have Carnage, and Woody Harrison being that Carnage is a sick buy. I mean, look, I think that's awesome, Marvel Madness. Look, 96 Psylocke, man, for 120 is a good buy, especially
Really
on condition. If you're getting a 9 on that, even an 8, any 96 card that you can get 8 or 9 or above is the way to go, because you're not going to see a lot of 10s, and people are going to have to compromise and go for like a 9 set and not a 10 set. And people will be really picky about having all the same grade. That I think people who have the majority of a 9 set will let go of some 10s to fund more 9s.
Yeah. You've got to have that 7 set though, you know.
He's pumping his double impact card, aren't you?
Hey,
that's what I'm going for, man.
You know how hard it is to get a 7?
Exactly.
It's tough. It's tough.
On a serious note, though, the market update I just did, there was a load of 16 cards selling for like 9s, I think 10s potentially. They're under $120. Absolute steals.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's just mental. But anyway, I don't have the money to buy any, but
yeah, well, that's what happens to me too. Like, I always watch your videos, and I watch, Spidey as well videos, and I always see these cards, and I'm like, if I had the income, man, I'd like stockpile some of this stuff and
so hard,
try to collect more things, but can't do it.
Maybe Charles can we can buy into his stacked gems as a percentage of ownership of what we can afford.
Charles was ahead of the game. Charles, how long have you been doing this stuff with those? I forget to ask you all the time. But I think there's a lot of smart plays to be made out there. I think now that we're having the dip and things are starting to lower a little bit, I think a lot of people are going to kind of start looking at other things and say, okay, let me pay my attention here. Let me lock this down. Let me lock that down. And I'm excited to see what happens over the next couple of months with more PSA Marvel cards come in. So Gingieman, what's your estimate for when's the month where we're okay, this was the end of all of the Marvel cards that were kind of being, forced into PSA before they closed? When do you think that is?
I personally think it's November, December that will happen. But again, with PSA, it's just so hard to tell. And I said in the recent video, they've logged a load of cards, but what's coming back is still minimal. So that scares the hell out of me. So yeah, I reckon late this year, if people have sent in bulk value subs, yeah, for sure.
So I really like Charles's comment here about how MCU they like to create value in their characters, So they already know Spider-Man's big and all these others are big, so they take these other lesser known characters and create tremendous value out of them by making them big time characters. And he mentions a few here. Marvel Moon Knight, I think it's who he mentions, and Miles Morales. And I like that he mentions Punisher. I would love to see him grow as a character, but what do you guys think?
Yeah,
so I would just remind everybody that the MCU started with Iron Man, and no one gave a shit about Iron Man, if I can be honest. That was not a character anybody had on their radar at all. You know what I mean? That was nothing. No one looked at Iron Man as a big property. And it wasn't until, the MCU, Jon Favreau and everybody, that whole team, brought that character to life with, Robert Downey Jr., that character is now, let's be realistic, right? You got Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Iron Man's in the third, Iron Man or Captain America. There's a struggle up there because Iron Man is the central figure for a lot of new superhero fans, especially in Marvel fans.
Yeah, and for my 4-year-old son as well.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
He pretends he's Iron Man by going like this. So, it's spot on though. It's spot on.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's great.
So
I think that's great.
Yeah. So if you are buying and you want to get in at a value, you want to go ahead and grab those characters now. Don't wait until there's a new script release or trailer release, especially.
Oh, and if you collect, look, I'm not going to say collect what you like because I finding that more and more idiotic. So like,
if you're collecting Silver Surfer, yes.
you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, right? It's like, it's weird, you know. God, it's so strange, man. Like, all three of us talk all the time where we see certain inserts, and like, you guys like will text me like, "Oh my gosh, did you know they did this for this insert? This looks sick." And I was like, "I know, right? It is awesome." But no one, like, you know, no one takes a closer look at them. I think that's just gonna happen. You know, I think a lot of people who collect cards for many different reasons. It's not always just collecting, oh, the best characters, or, you know, the characters they like. They go into for the hunt. You know what I mean? They go in because they think, okay, I want a little nest egg and I love this stuff. And, you know, I can always look at this stuff for many years. I'm happy that I have it. And then one day when I want to let it go, I can let it go, and I don't have to look at the like $10,000 investment I have in my closet turn into like a $3 investment. You know what I mean? I think that makes sense. I think that makes a lot of sense for people. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, who the hell would have ever looked at Star-Lord? I thought Star-Lord and nobody. No, Groot.
Dude.
Groot became a world phenomenon character. Who would have thought that?
I pulled some. So Star-Lord actually started in these oversized Marvel Presents books. They were more like magazines, not even really comic books. They were kind of fitting in that sci-fi 80s stuff, and it was not great. But look what Disney did with it. I remember, even as a Marvel fan, going into the theater still going, I don't even know what I'm about to watch.
Yeah.
Who are these characters?
It was epic as well.
Really, so
they're
good.
awesome. They're cool as hell. Those movies are phenomenal. 100%. Yeah, Gambit. I mean, I think Gambit is just so next level.
Yeah.
He is a huge call. And you know what? Here's the thing, too, to remember. Like, it's funny. We were in the group, on the Facebook group or whatever. I remember someone came in and they posted, this was a little while ago. They were like, okay, so I want to get into Venom. How do I collect Venom? And no one said, everyone got quiet, because the hobby's so small that everyone's like, well, we already know there's like 4 people collecting Venom. So whoever this guy thinks he's going to get, he is super screwed. And it happened to me when I first it's true. Like, it happened to me when I first got into the hobby. And I said, hey, I'm collecting Silver Surfer. You guys have any rare cards? Let me know. I did it as a test recently and posted the same thing in the 2 Facebook groups. I don't know if you guys saw. I was like, hey, any high-tiered Silver Surfers? I think I'm the only guy that commented. It was a test. I wanted to see if it was still true. These mother are quiet. They don't want you to know what they have. They don't want to give it up. It's very hard to be a Marvel card collector. People don't realize it is very hard to
be a river, not a pond.
These pieces.
You got to let it flow through. You can't puddle it up yourself. That becomes stagnant and nasty.
So true. So true. It's so true. So true.
But, you know, yeah, a lot of people, by the way. Like,
what do you say?
Gambit.
Well, who doesn't love a Southerner from Louisiana? You can't speak.
Someone's playing their hand. I love it. I love Rogan Gambit. Gambit's my favorite X-Men. Like, he's one of my favorite superheroes.
Yeah, Gambit is my twin brother's
like
favorite.
I had like. You guys want to see it? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Come on, then. Let's get it all out. Come on.
I'll show. No. I'll show you my mini little mini thing. I got something else I can't show you.
Cares. He's right.
Star has such a cool aesthetic, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, so
and try to find a Rogue sketch card, by the way. That does not exist. You know why? Gambit and Rogue sketch cards, they're collected by 2 or 3 people. I know who they are. They are beasts. The amount of cards they have.
Not letting them go.
Secret stash. So I pulled Rogue's First Appearance last night out of that comic book a lot, by the way.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It is, but it's one of the ugliest covers all time. Hands down. But it's her first.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
See, I hate this. I hate the Fantastic Four 48 cover. Like, Watcher looks like a giant baby. Like, he's just a giant baby hanging out. I have no nostalgia for that cover, but like, it's a first appearance of Surfer, so I'm always like, just get Silver Surfer 1, because issue 49 is so much cooler. You know, with Galactus there and Surfer like running around. You know, but
so You see, you can't see Surfers number 50 is right there behind me.
Oh, you bastard!
And then I got 49 sitting down there waiting to get graded, and I got 48 on the way. And I have Fantastic Four 4, the Thor Surfer cover. I got it on the way too.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm getting my Surfers now because when MCU gets a hold of Silver Surfer, you'll be able to afford it. Yeah.
You've already seen like how big Silver Surfer is, right? Like,
Yeah,
people love the character.
But imagine what Disney can do with them.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's going to be so much better. It's going to be so much better. It's going to be pretty intense. I think it's going to be.
Put
great.
it in perspective. I sold New Mutants 98 9.8, and I sold Into the Spider-Verse #2 first print, first Spidey Gwen, to be able to buy the Surfer books.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now you gotta flip your modern to get your vintage first appearances, and go ahead and get them out of the way, and then just.
I might have to talk to you because I think I'm just gonna have to secure like a Surfer 1 issue, just to secure it. But I might have to talk to you later and see what grade and value I should get, just to lock something up. Because
Norman, do you have graded comics?
I have.
You have some, don't you? I'm sure.
I have some. I'm actually sold, like Justin said, I actually sold a bunch of my modern ones that were like Surfer kind of related because I went heavy into cards, because eventually I got through the Surfer cards being a character collector, and I hit the wall where it's like, oh shit, if I want anything good, it's going to have to be a fight and a lot of money, because I don't have a lot of trade. And, you know, for like people out there, the best thing to do, man, is to have like trade in this hobby, especially when it comes to sketch cards. You unlock so much more with trade than cash. I've offered people like stupid money for things, and they're still like, I kind of like it. I'm like, so, and I don't have a lot of cash, but like I sell stuff. You know what I mean? Like I sell stuff a lot.
Yeah.
I keep like a card fund in my PayPal, and I'm very picky about what I spend it on. So like I'm able to like put down a big offer on big things, but you can't, you know what I mean? Like people are, you know what I mean? They just don't want to let it go, which is fair. I get it. I mean, I can't have everything. I'm learning that. It's becoming more evident. It's clear. I can't have everything.
Especially
the graded ones.
Especially more and more collectors coming into the hobby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
I just love this What If, and it's 9.2, and it's the newsstand.
Yeah.
So I can't find it. I can't find the newsstand in a higher grade. Otherwise, I would swap. But I just think this is just such a fun issue for like a What If.
Yeah.
And you know, who's
cool.
to say that What If series is not going to have like a Surfer What If? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. So Jane Foster's first appearance as Thor is in the What If book. Also got it last night in that comic book lot, by the way.
Damn.
And then now, you know, Disney's doing the What If series this summer or fall. So who knows if they pull from those books.
It's going to look good. And I got the Spot, like, first cover appearance, like major appearance. Just my wacky character I started collecting. Nothing special, but when he shows up in the MCU, you're all not going to be laughing. You're going to be like, damn, no one's got it going on.
I missed it.
I'm just talking shit.
No,
Spot.
what character? Spot. Oh, yeah. Hey, he was great in the animated cartoon.
He was great in the animated. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Animated cartoons where it's at.
I love the animated cartoons. That's what everybody remembers. I don't think people. That's what Upper Deck should do. Is the next set is an animated set and get a bunch of autographs in there. I mean, that would be.
You see the animated logo. That's the animated logo.
Oh yeah, baby, right, dude! Animated X-Men, Fantastic Four, the best. The best.
Hey, do you think What If Comics will go up with the new series coming in? You know, I think
depending on where they pull from.
Yeah, I think that's certainly true. But the comic book world and the comic trading card world are connected. and because people are chasing similar characters, and a lot of us collect both, right? And so I think they're always going to be somewhat linked together.
So I started like a mini Gambit set just to talk about this real fast, and then I'll shut up. But this is the QFX autograph pack pulled Gambit. Only 35 of these, and the cards are different textured than the other QFX cards. That's how you know they're authentic. So you can't really duplicate them, which is lovely. And I got this, and then I got the dual signature, which is the highest of the rarity for the first appearance cover.
Oh man!
And it's by the creators.
Is that
who signed it?
Yeah, Chris Claremont and who else?
That's wicked.
I think it's only very cool. So it's very cool, but very hard to find. Very nice.
How much, Norm?
To buy, or how much I bought it for?
No, I'm
Price
kidding.
change real quick.
Yeah.
It's like $1 million.
1 million.
No, they're not expensive. They're not expensive, but it's kind of like just like a mini Gambit master set type of thing.
All right, let's go back to yeah, I agree. Marvel Madness, X-Men needs to bring back the spinning animation. It'd be fun to do those as buybacks.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And then Charles says, keep Jane Thor quiet. Hey, look, it's Natalie Portman. You can't keep that quiet. So
you gotta look at that Black Diamond Jane Foster cards. That's what everyone's staying hush hush about.
Really? So hey, look, I didn't realize on the Black Diamond front, the number of diamonds has to do with how basically how big the character is in the movie, not so much rarity. So a single diamond is a minor character, double, triple, quad, and then the 6, I think, is the big ones like Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thanos. Because I think people are trying to correlate the number of diamonds to rarity when they're numbered cards. I was like, you see
I think the number for the out of number cards thing, I think it mattered what year the movie came out in or where the movie falls in the lineup. Isn't that something like that? There's some kind of interesting numbering. I forgot what Bob Budiansky, what Grant said from Upper Deck, but there was like a really cool whole like backstory to how they numbered the cards, and I just forgot. Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize that. Didn't realize that at the time I sold my quad diamond, but just I've heard some chatter about, hey, how do you determine which one of these is more rare, so to speak?
I think you sold that at the right time, man. Like everything's definitely like dropping in price. It's going to get lower. Like I'll pick up some of those like what is it called? Those stone relics when they start getting a little bit lower, because I think those are gorgeous. Like with all the infinity stones, like I think those are cool. I like the retro look too. I think they look awesome, man. Like I don't know, like I really like Ant-Man and Wasp, but I'm not sure like what I want to do yet.
It's now a good time to tell you I got the first appearance of Ant-Man last night as well.
You son of a... No, you did not. Did you really? I really dislike you. Oh my God. This ain't fun anymore. I'm leaving. You son of a... Really? God.
None of them were in great condition, but it was still fun to get
still,
them.
like, eventually you won't be able to get your hands on those pieces.
No,
like, that's what I see for the future. I don't think you're ever going to find them at one point.
Yeah, they're still desirable to sell. Just they're not getting those stupid numbers. But so who pre-orders some 21 X-Men metal? 6. Of course, he's got 6 boxes.
Charles, I'm surprised it's only 6 boxes with you, bro.
I got 2 coming, and at some point, I'm, you've got to have some financial responsibility. So
I've gone for 1.
You did get one? Yes.
Yeah.
Spidey walks across the room and his wallet starts yelling, "No!" Jumping off the ledge.
Yes. And we're going on vacation this week. Y'all gonna have to hold it down next week. We're gonna be in Hawaii.
Oh wow, that's
nice.
Yeah, for my daughter's senior trip. So her senior family vacation. Yep.
That'd be awesome.
That's gonna be great, man.
I'm gonna do
a good time. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, well, we got one day planned for them to do their shopping stuff, and I've got a car rented, and I pointed out a bunch of comic book shops
There's a bunch of big card collectors
That's what
in
I'm
Hawaii.
thinking. I'm thinking.
So there's a huge, there's a huge Magic the Gathering card collector who has like 2 or 3 Black Lotuses or something crazy like that. Like who lives in Hawaii. There's a few people hiding out over there that are pretty big time from what I hear. Yeah, so that's gonna be a fun trip, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so. We're looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Yeah, if anybody gets any surfers from the X-Men metal, I'm not sure if the buybacks will be of all the metal buybacks or just of X-Men. But if anybody got any surfers, let me know, man. I'll see if I can find a box and craft one, but it's just too much of a gamble when I'm hunting only one thing. I'd rather just eBay hunt.
Yeah, I need to think about that, with those Marvel medals of what I'm going to want to trade for, like already kind of have a plan.
You're gonna rip both, yeah?
I'm a
You
gambler.
can't keep them.
I can't. I have a gambler's mentality.
Yeah, me too. That's why I don't buy anything.
My real life investments exist somewhere else, so this isn't like the thing for me. So
yeah,
and I guess I'll be pretty transparent here. I haven't always been as fortunate as I am right now to be able to even buy this. I may not be next year, right? And so I know for some people, like these YouTube videos is all they get when it comes to ripping these things open them and enjoying them. And so being able to share that's pretty cool. I want to be able to do that if I can.
100%.
At the end of the day, it's a picture on a card, man. You know what I mean? You like the picture, you put the picture on your desktop and you enjoy it or print it out. That's what I do with original art.
Or you buy an NTF.
I think you gotta, I don't know, man. So much about like the fear of missing out crap and trying to one up someone else gets so caught up in the hobby. Yeah. And there's gambling fear here. And I do think that's really scary.
There needs to be a bigger conversation on that. Like the fear of missing out. Like, don't spend the money you don't have. It's like very, very simple.
It's not worth it.
You don't have the money, don't get it.
No. There's nothing in this room or in my house other than my wife, my toy poodle, and my cat that I care about as much as them. You know what I mean? Like, I really, like, there's nothing there. Like, it looks nice. It's fun to have. Look, most of the time when you get really big cars that you spend a lot of money on, you're like, cool. And you're like, great. Now I'm holding this and I have to make sure house doesn't burn down. I have to lock my doors.
Contents insurance. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, and look, a lot of the joy is the hunt and acquire, the getting it, the actual having it. You're like, hey, well, now that I have it,
that's cool.
Maybe, yeah. So I think it's important. So I have a space that I built that I'm still working on and getting, set up. You guys look at it. Some people go in, they're like, why is it not bigger? And I went, this is a measure for me. Like if it can't fit in this room, I'm not going to keep it.
It's a good thinking, guys.
That's exactly why I bought this big ass case for however ridiculous amount of money it was. Because I was like, I will not exceed this thing.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what I did when I first started this
as well.
Obviously.
What's that?
Is it bomb proof?
So is it bomb proof? And I'm like, damn right.
Yeah, but you got to set your parameters.
Yeah.
It's so much more fun when you set your parameters. You know what I mean? I feel bad sometimes. I send people pictures of things I find on eBay, and I'm like, "Oh man, here's that printing plate you wanted." Blah blah blah. What do you think? You know what I mean?
Somebody's calling you out more.
Reply to your Facebook message, dude. I sent you a message a couple of days ago. No, you did not.
Paul's a great dude. Yeah, he was in my Marvel chat group. It was great.
No, I like Paul. Wait, is it Facebook? Hold on, Paul. No,
he's gonna read
Paul, it. I am so sorry. Did I really ignore you?
Stop whatever you're doing right now and take care of that.
Oh my God, we are talking on the phone, Paul. I'm messaging him because I feel terrible.
Marvel Madness MCU. Is it? Oh, he's doing a video. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he wants us to jump on a video with him. He's got an agenda lined out. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Good line.
Paul's like, yep.
I mean,
I'm
look,
sorry, Paul.
it's a lot. There's a lot to keep up with, right?
Oh man, I'm the worst, Paul. I just hit you back up. We're gonna have a long combo, I promise. Oh man, that's
Who
classic.
found you? Yeah.
Who found me? I'm not that hard to find.
Now, hey, look. So, Norn, I know you think maybe I was joking about getting some Sketchcard shirts. Like, I would certainly rep one with the Sketchcard logo.
Oh man, really? Seriously?
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
man,
would.
absolutely.
Really?
Dude,
Okay,
like it's
I'll
cool
make 'em.
artwork as well.
It is.
I'll
And
make them then.
I did not
Well, you
realize
guys-
though that it was connected to those. Like, what year was that? 98,
97, 98.
97. Yeah, sketch cards. And now having read
Mhm.
about them, I'm like, oh, dude, that is so cool.
I know.
Yeah.
I had to recreate it from scratch. I had to find like the typing, and I had to recreate the whole thing.
Wow,
That's
that's
really
awesome.
cool.
It was it's hard to do it. But
I'm gonna get
you guys
somebody to-
seem like
I'm gonna get somebody to
The other
sketch a
stuff I
Spidey
make-
Jew in the middle of it.
I'm gonna make you guys stuff, man. I'm gonna make you guys stuff because you just have to hit me up if you guys want me to do anything. Like this is my
Oh
playmat.
yes, yes.
That's nice.
I had to recreate all that. That's not the cards blown up in a scan. That's me having to retype and make the
Oh,
graph. and
wow.
everything. That's all redone by
Yeah.
by hand.
So, Gingieman, do you want to guess what he does for a living?
Graphic designer.
No, actually, funny enough, no, I did that for freelance.
He's a
on the
car
hustle.
salesman, but he does this on the side.
That's
To be fair, you could easily sell me a car. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
That's right.
No,
You're
if
not
you
in
guys
sales,
need,
you
I'll
should
make
be.
you whatever you guys want, man. Just tell me what you want. I'm happy to make you stuff when I have. I'll do it, man. It'll be fun. I'll make shirts. I'll make shirts for sure. Then I want stuff of
Yeah.
your stuff too, though. Like I love that mustache from Jimmy Man, and
I'm gonna
love
work
that.
on my logo.
no, I mean I'll help you guys. I'll do whatever you want me to do. You know that. You know how
Oh,
how it is.
That'd
Seriously.
be great.
Yeah,
Legends.
I don't know. Seriously.
Awesome. Yeah.
Gonna-
Paul says he hopes you feel awful.
I do, Paul. I love Paul. I like Paul so much more than I did before. Even though I liked Paul before, but my like professor teaching screenwriting. Thanks, Marvel Madness, outing my professional career. Yeah, I teach screenwriting at the university over here, which is what I do.
Which university?
UNCG, so University of
cool.
North Carolina, Greensboro. Yeah, so it's really
That
nice.
is
I really like
awesome.
it. Great, good people. Very nice. A lot of hard work.
Ginger, we should have known
yeah.
we were talking to a professor.
Sorry?
We should have known we were talking with a professor.
Yeah, I know.
You know
He's
what?
always
I'm not
teaching us.
talking to you guys. I don't need
Yeah.
this, okay? I get this for family and friends, okay?
Yeah.
He's a wise old monk. Not old,
Yeah.
a wise monk. Sorry. I'm sorry. It just came out of my mouth. Older
You guys
than
are
me.
messed
like-
up. What
That
is
was messed
what?
up.
You're just let go of the shovel, man. Please.
Yeah, stop digging.
Right.
He just said, yeah. Well, that is really cool, though, man. No, very, very awesome. I would love to get the shirt for sure. And
Yeah,
that mat,
I'll do that for sure. Then.
that mat, do you put your cards on it when you're looking at them? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, so it's just like a
Yeah,
playmat. I wanted to see if I could do it. Yeah, I want. I saw someone making binders on eBay, and I looked at the binders, and I was like, how is this person blowing up this card to that degree and making it look fine detailed, right? Because that's the
Mhm.
difficult part when you do that kind of work. And it wasn't. It's just the picture was sharpened to hell. And then, I was like, no, you got to recreate this stuff. You got to go all the way with it. So I ended up started doing that like for friends and stuff. And I remade like sales posters, like the old school card sale posters that are like weird sizes. So I was like, I'll figure this stuff out and do it myself. So
Sweet.
That's sick, yeah.
rabbit hole. But okay, so let's do this. What are you guys picking up right now?
Everyone's like, I'm
Be quiet.
it's a secret.
Everything.
Well, I'll go first.
Yeah,
if you
go.
want to. Yeah. So after buying the purple PMG, I'm out for a little bit. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for them. I've had what has come in the last 2 weeks was a Storm 92 Marvel Masterpiece buyback, Phoenix 92 Marvel Masterpiece buyback, and
Gorgeous card.
there's one more. Black Panther 92 Marvel Masterpiece buyback.
Nice.
I picked up these. Can y'all see those?
I love it. Love it.
Those are great.
And
those are beautiful.
I think they are. I just wasn't. This is Todd McFarlane. Look, you see, there's a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man poster right there.
Yeah, baby.
Huge McFarlane fan. But Norrin, I was kind of curious, like, what do you know about these cards in terms of like scarcity and rarity? They're numbered 1 to 6, and
So
for whatever
I think-
reason, this one was priced higher than the others, like double. I don't know why.
I know there's a rare insert chase in that set.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it by heart, but I know there's some kind of scarcity, especially graded, because they're kind of tough to grade. So
Yeah.
I know there's something to do with that. I know that for sure, but I don't necessarily know 100% what it is. But there is something in that set that's pretty rare. Just don't remember what it is. I'll figure it out though. Do you know? Maybe you know.
Yeah, I do not. I do not. I'm asking you guys.
No, I'll have to look it up. I saw it recently.
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Hey, what's
Well,
Charles?
dude, you
Charles, what are you
mentioned
talking
no.
about?
Do you not know?
What I would say though is they're Prism, aren't they? They're sold as Prism, yeah. So in the sports card world, as you may know, Prism is huge,
Right.
like just massive. So interesting by that, definitely.
Right, because of the Prism connection and how that might translate down the road for sports car collectors coming into our world.
You've already seen it from PMG. Yeah.
So,
Charles, I'm keeping my mouth shut. Yeah.
There's only Charles keeping his mouth shut. You sneaky mother. So
Yeah,
there's
he
6
is.
of those Prism variants, right?
okay.
Spidey? Is that what it is? You got
that's
6 of them,
There's
right?
6 of them.
Yeah, so they were named in the top 10 list for non-sport as one of the most like iconic insert sets from the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are banking on that small little subset, especially since the art is by, none other than McFarlane. I think getting that graded, slabbed up, those are really, maybe not slabbed up. I think they're just beautiful inserts. You know what I mean? People underestimate them for sure. They're nice.
Do you think they would look better in the BGS or the PSA? They're kind of darker, so.
So what do you guys prefer?
SGC.
Like, what is your preference?
What'd he say?
SGC.
SGC.
I love it. Oh god.
Don't do that.
So, yeah. I mean, you're kidding though, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
I think they look. SGC is nice. I saw a video recently of their what they're doing and stuff. Like here's the trick, right? The grading. There's 2 reasons why you get something graded. 1, because you like the aesthetic of it, or 2, investment wise, you're putting money into the quality of the card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like it just depends. If it's aesthetic, then the black border's your thing. Then there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, for this it would be aesthetic.
Yeah.
Other than one of them, the backs are way off center, like bad.
Nah, that's not what you like, man. Do it cheap. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
find what you like and do it cheap.
So, yeah. So you got Marvel Madness buying buybacks too.
Buybacks are nice, man. Oh, I got him going. Other people were buying them. It's not just. It wasn't me. I just don't know why anybody would not look at the 90s cards and see 90 cards that are hard numbered for rarity and not think of them as like the go-to. Like, I just think it doesn't make sense not to look at that more closely.
Right. No, makes sense.
Like, you're seeing the flare graded cards sell. Like, if you have a hard numbered, it's just no brainer, isn't it?
It's a no-brainer. I mean, like, and I don't know. That just makes sense to me, and I could be wrong. I mean, what do I know? But I just feel like a hard-numbered card from the 90s, when 90s is like, yes, there's an abundance of 90s Marvel cards. There's not an abundance of 90s Marvel cards that will grade Gem in 10. There is an abundance of Marvel cards, but there's not an abundance of Marvel cards that have a buyback hard number on them, like Upper Deck has already done. And they're not
people
going to do that
chase-
over and over again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not going to happen like that. You know,
Right.
I don't think.
So Nationals in Chicago end of July.
If I had more of my peeps going, like if there was like a Marvel thing that was actually at one of these places, like I've had people went to the Dallas show that told me about it. There was no Marvel stuff, maybe like one or two things. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. I went to the Dallas show. I just haven't finished making the video about it.
Oh, sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't want to ask you. I'll wait for the video. I don't want to.
No. I don't. I may never post it. It'll be like 3 weeks after the show, and nobody wants to watch it. But basically, when you walked in,
I'll watch it.
Well, thanks. No. There was like a comic book area with virtually no cards. It was almost all comics. There was an artist there. That was cool, whatever. But very little Marvel cards at a trade card convention, which didn't make sense to me. And the one guy that did have some was like, it just seemed like he was kind of upset they even wanted to talk to him about it. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so walked out of there, and it's the big floor with like all the cards, all the vendors. And the first thing I see is a box of 1990, I believe it was 93 Spider-Man cards, Marvel Universe cards. And he wanted almost $200 for it, which to me was way too much, and unopened box. But he said whatever he did have had already sold. Like somebody came through and bought immediately, including a 1978 set of cards. Paid $2,900 for the box is what he sold it for, unopened. And then I saw the new, what is everybody opening right now on ePacks? What is that called?
Oh, Ages.
Ages. I saw a box of those. I didn't know what they were. Like I'd never seen them or even heard of them at that point. But they wanted $160 a box, so I passed. And then other than that, I found two other people that had cards. One was mostly the Black Diamond stuff, and I bought the two sketches that the guy had. And then he sent me back to a friend who he thought might have some cards, and he did. It was mainly these, and he had them like put up, not even out. I had to ask to see what he had. He pulled out. I was like, well, this is all I got with me. And that was it. Like that was all the cards in the whole show that I could find.
And that Dallas show is like one of the most popular shows.
Yeah.
I
was thinking I could have boxed up my cards, bought a table for like $300 and sat there for the weekend and sold them. Like, and it'd been fun to meet people and just sell some stuff.
See, and here's the sad thing, right? The best buy you made was a Spider-Man 2099 purple. You know what I mean? Like that is the ingenious card to buy, but you are not going to find those cards at a show. That's all ComC group eBay hunting. And it breaks my heart, man. Like I was really shocked to find all those X-Men 92 graded 10s. Like that was a freak thing that happened at that show that I went to. That was my first card show.
That was a great video.
That was ridiculous. That was ridiculously just a huge coincidence because it's not like that.
Your video, if I remember correctly, impacted me on this trip because I stopped at the ATM to get cash on the way there, and I left my debit card in the ATM, so I have cash on that debit card for the trip. Thanks, Mark.
Oh man, I love it so much. I love it. The card show is so small. I didn't know what else to film. I was like, well, it'll just be like a day in the life of this because otherwise I got nothing to show.
Well, here's the other thing that really impacted my trip on the card show is I was by myself. And you really got to have somebody else with you to really enjoy it. Because you want to.
Yeah, we got to do something together. I know we'll have to figure out a way to get Gingieman over here because it has to be the three
I'll
of
fly
us.
to Chicago, no problem.
We got to do something. But like,
sure, there's a direct.
I'd love to, honestly.
I mean, maybe if there's a show and like there's a bunch of like famous card shops around it, you know what I mean? Then we could take like a little road trip and it just won't be all on the show. You know what I mean? We can like tour or something like that. But I'd be down, man. I feel like the hobby's growing, like the amount of people in the hobby, and there's such fun people in there. Like seeing Paul would be a trip, Charles would be a trip, Marvel Madness would be a nut. You know what I mean? Like all of us are a wacky bunch. You know what I mean? It'd be fun. It'd be fun for all of us just to hang out. you know.
I think we answered Paul's question about what do we find. I did buy a comic book there, though. It was good. Good book.
Oh, nice.
Yep. I bought Lethal Protector #1 Venom. Got a good deal on it. So.
Oh, okay. You gotta help me with this surfer find. I think you're gonna have to be my my guard on this one.
Yeah, Charles says let's all get a table. Hey, look, I'll buy into your
Yeah,
PMGs, and
I like that. That'd be fun, Charles. It's actually not a bad idea.
You would have a hell of a table between like you guys.
Charles would be scary. You'd see like all these really cool cars and be like, why did it? Okay,
you get to mine.
No. You get to mine. It's like, why is it all this naked silver bald dude? Like, what is this? Let's get back to the other stuff. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Hey, Marvel Madness, what is SLC? Salt Lake City?
Fanatics.
Yeah, I think that's what that is.
Do you guys do Comic Cons? Like for me in the UK, it's not really big at all. But do you have that, and you do it?
Well, Spidey, you probably go a lot more than I ever.
Imagine.
So in North Louisiana, there's not a lot, right? We have small cons, and they don't call them con. That's actually a trademark, so you got to be careful with people using that word. But in fact, I was sponsoring we called it Pop Culture Fest for this June, but we wound up calling it off for various reasons. But the one that I have gone to here recently, that was like within the last 5 years, it was sold out so much that they exceeded the fire marshal limit for who could be in the room, and they had a line out the door, and we couldn't get in. And it started raining on us, so we had to turn around and leave.
Wow.
So, yeah. Yep. But I would love to go to a Comic-Con soon or a trade card show, either one.
Yeah, I think we'd have a blast. I would love to. I've only gone North Carolina, I guess, is better than other places then. So we have Heroes Con, which is a couple hours away, which is nice. And then there's a Galaxy Con where I met Ron Lim, which was really cool, and Tom Fleming, who drew like their Ultra X-Men. Who's really awesome. Like they were lovely people, lovely people. So it was a nice little turnout. No cards, but like there were cards, but they weren't like Marvel cards. You know what I mean? I was walking around like, got any Marvel cards, and people were like,
"Yeah, I want to."
You know what I mean? Like nothing.
So Paul's comment here, fellas, I don't know about you, but I don't find Marvel cards at any of the cards or comic shops in New England. So I went to the Dallas car show on Friday. Didn't find anything, so I was like, I'm not going back. I'm going to go to all the comic book shops I can hit up on the way out of town in Dallas, Arlington area. And just about everybody laughed me out of the store whenever I asked them about Marvel trading cards.
I find that crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. It happens to me too. Like, because they're, you know what I mean? Like, they're just snobs. It's true. No, they are. They're just snobs. It happens to me all the time. Like when people were like, "Oh, Marvel cards, this is just a bubble, blah, 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 blah." I was like, you guys are missing the point.
They don't know.
Right? You don't get it. You don't understand what it means to have attention for the first time and it not be 1993.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you don't get it. Like it just doesn't happen.
If they just had an ounce of sophistication to them around the hobby, they could do well with it.
Yeah. And do you think that's, in your opinion, do you think that's a good thing for Marvel cards in the future?
To be obscure or to be more popular?
Like to still have that kind of stigma around them.
Okay. So for me, okay. All right.
It's a stupid question, but
no, it's not. It's actually a very good question. It's actually an extremely good question. It's a good question because what it's doing is that it's actually asking the question. And I don't represent the hobby, like none of us do. We're just here because we like a lot of people in the hobby and we have fun. And I'm not speaking for anybody. I'm not speaking for anybody. But I do think there is a bigger that same question that is directed to the hobby at large. Do I think there are a few people in this hobby who don't want anything to do with the increase in prices and attention to Marvel? Yeah. And I think it's a big majority, a really big majority. Do I think the Marvel card hobby is a little difficult to break into? It was for me. was for me before I got here. It was for me. You know, some people were super nice, and they actually, I call them friends now, and I've made awesome friends here because like there's not a lot going on in North Carolina, you know, in terms of my interests aligning with other people's interests, but you know, over the internet with a bunch of friends here, including both of you and everybody in the chat, it's been a very different experience.
Yeah.
But I think there's two answers. I think there's a part of me that wants this to become big, because then it can be, you know, bigger family. It can be all of us kind of join in and getting into it. But, you know, I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well, when you do that, you welcome in everybody who's going to come in and like flip, who's going to come in and bounce, who's going to, you know, it's a very protected hobby, in my opinion. And I think that's where the skeptic, you know, because we all have been shat on. Like even the old school, old guard, all those people, they were shat on far worse than we were by comic book stores and completely ignored. And they made their world, you know what I mean? And that world now is, because it's so small and so tightly kept, difficult to partake in.
Thanks, man. It's just interesting for me, like a completely different culture here in the UK. So appreciate your thoughts. Thank you.
No, man, I love you guys, man. I know you and Ian and Paul have a hard time over there with all this stuff because, like, I think I'm on a desert island, but you guys are really on desert islands doing this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Ian had to create a podcast to, you know, expand his world to be able to connect to people.
Yeah. Poor guy. Yeah.
And that's made him a great ambassador, though, you know, in a way. It forged him into a great Marvel card ambassador.
For sure.
Yeah, I think what Ian and Gingieman are doing is right on it, man. You know what I mean? I think the accent adds something to the video that I can't add, and that I'm a little jealous. I'm just saying, Gingy. You know, I wish I had a little more addition to this, but a little more flavor. But you know, I think it's awesome, man. And here's the weird thing a lot of people don't know is that Marvel card collectors is really global. Like there are like next level collectors both in Australia and over lots of rain.
Yes, Mark.
Lots of rain.
Mark's a legend. Yes, Mark. Correct.
Oh, it's great. Oh my god. So
oh, sorry.
Tell me.
I just wanted to go back to Paul's comment here, where he says, so in his opinion, it's all about the PMGs and number cards moving forwards. And I think when you're talking about, you know, money, like high value cards, and he's absolutely right. It'll be interesting to see how, you know, signature cards play a role going forward, and of course sketch cards as well. But I think those are the two big ones.
Definitely.
I think, yeah. And I want to hear from Gingieman, and I'm sorry. So the three I would include that are just not on the radar yet are pack pulled autographs. People don't realize, you know, they see a pack pulled Stan Lee autograph, and people don't know where you find those because those are difficult to find. I have something coming that you guys are going to freak out about, so I'm excited to show you. It's not here yet, but pack pulled autographs, holograms, or really cool inserts that are very nostalgic to the 90s. That's a big deal. And I think the other one is sketch cards. And the only reason those three are like is because no one's integrating yet, and no one has the knowledge of the artists who have actually done sketch cards. Yeah. That's what's holding those back.
Yeah.
Go on, Justin, go for it.
Well, I was going to say, you know, it seems like with sketch cards, and I need an education on them, but there are some known artists, and some of them are not as well known. So that seems to be playing a role. Also, I wonder if and I know why they do, or have a sense of why they give the artists blank cards so they can make some additional money, which I'm pro them making money. I'm all for it. But I also think that actually hurts sketch cards in a way too, when you're talking about pack pulled sketch cards. And again, I'm pro them making money more than I am, you know, my sketch card being worth more. But I do think that impacts them being more considered rare collectible cards.
Don't let me forget. Gingieman, I need to hear what you think about this stuff, man, in terms of like investment stuff, because you do way more of the charts and double checking and the due diligence than Spidey and I do, and I respect the hell out of it. So I need to know.
I mean, Lauren, I'll be honest. You've been bang on with everything you said so far. Like for me, serial numbers is just huge. if you have graded serial number, hard numbered cards, it's just a no-brainer. Like, you cannot go wrong. Again, do your own research, blah blah blah. But all that good stuff. But yeah, 100%. I will just say, I've got some 2012 Marvel Beginning Breakthrough stuff coming soon. So
Yes!
some autos, some autograph.
You're gonna flip out when you see it in person. You're gonna flip. The silver on them is
I have to thank you again for that. But yeah, those types of things, and we've talked about this as well, Justin, is the CGC with, you know, the comics with the cards. I think that's going to be huge. So really looking at like what the first appearance is and things like that. So yeah, 100%.
Very good.
Someone's getting it real hard. Gingy understands. Gingy's been quiet. I see. I look at Gingy and I see his head, and I'm like, "There's something sparking over there. He has something planned. I can sense it. It's
just frustrating. I would just say, like, there's so much out there I want to buy. I cannot tell you, but I have such a limited budget. It's like, so frustrating. But you have to just hold it back. Wait until you got some cards to sell, build the bankroll. But yeah, honestly, I'm seeing so much out there potential, but you just got to be careful, haven't you?
And you shouldn't. You shouldn't rush for potential. You know what I mean? You should rush when you know you.
Exactly.
I think there are 3 things that have to hit when you go ahead and invest in a particular card, right? 3 things have to hit. 1, you have to do your due diligence, right? You have to know your contacts. You have to have been patient. You have to know what's the really good buy for you, your budget, all that stuff. The second thing is to understand the history of that set. You have no idea how many sets have hush inserts and chases that people just don't know.
Yeah.
So you have to, like, and I'll do a video on resources, and that's something that's coming up in sketch cards that I want to do. And the third thing really is condition. Plan ahead for condition. If you see a card that's really rare, but it's like a 6 or a 5 and the corners are not great, and it's still like $300, don't do it. It's stupid, because guess what? Then when the card comes that's in better condition, but it's $600, these are made up numbers, but it's $600, guess what? You just save yourself the first $300 to invest in the 6. You know what I mean? Certain 1 of 1 in printing plates, you can't be stupid about that, because then it disappears and whatever. You know what I mean? In my opinion. Certain 1 of 1 pieces, you can't just, you know what I mean? You can't pass that up if you can help it.
Right.
Yeah,
you gotta, and for me, like, I always have something that I've got to be selling. Like, I'm selling something all the time.
Always.
Because you got to be ready for when that card pops up that you're been eyeballing, or you didn't realize it was going to pop up. And you're like, oh, okay.
I think
not going to happen again.
That's a really good point, though, Justin, is having that, and you've said it, Norin, having that PayPal balance ready.
That's what I do.
You can strike, and that's a really good bit of, like, knowledge to have, is like, have enough there so you can just go for it whenever you need to. That's a really good point. That. Oh, he's off. It's something that's just.
By the way, I'm going to be honest. We're doing this once a week, so I hope all 3 of you are ready, because this is too cool to do just one off. So we're doing this once a week or bi-weekly, whatever you guys can do. In all seriousness, I really want to do this at least once a week or once every 2 weeks, because I think we'd have a blast. Because this is a blast. Okay, this is Norin's little black book. This has.
He knows everybody's collection of what they have.
That's the other little black book. No, this is want list.
Yeah, there you go.
Rail cards. These are my Silver Surfer collection goals. So that's the list there. And then I have notes and want lists to find people to get my stuff. Actively hunting. See the green PMG? Finally got that sucker there. Boom.
Yeah.
Bunch of notes in here. Sketch cards I'm looking for. Oh, you want to see how deep the sickness is, and then I'll stop. Then there's comments. Hey, buddy. Hey,
real quick,
you ready?
Hey, yeah, before you drop that, Venomous Comments, if you guys haven't checked out of his channel, it's a lot of fun. You ought to give it a watch. Yeah. got a lot of Marvel trading cards on it. Mm-hmm.
Is it on Instagram? I think I follow him.
He may be on Instagram. I watch him on YouTube. So,
all right, let me check out YouTube and follow him. So yeah, because I feel like I know the name, and I'm sorry if I'm super forgetful. Does it contain cards or hot dates? A little bit of both, Mark. A little bit of both. So this is the sickness. This is how deep the sickness is. I hope you're ready. This is dark. Do not get this way with people. This is dark stuff, okay? So, I can't believe I'm saying this on air. So, Silver Surfer collection, right?
Yeah.
I got it in my head that it was important to lock down 50% of the printing plates that have been released for Surfer in order to say I have a master collection of Silver Surfer. Let that settle in your brain, the psychotic behavior that is I. Okay? Just to let you see, look, Spidey's things like 50%. What is this guy saying? Is he saying what I think he's saying? Yes, I am saying that.
That's nice.
This is me keeping count of what I have and what other people have.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're crazy.
That's how dark it is.
It is dark.
That's how dark it is. But that's what I do. I keep the money in the PayPal. Yeah, just joking around. I keep the money in the PayPal, and that way, like, I look at my want list. I'm like, here are my high tier pieces that are going to cost me this much. Mm-hmm. If something comes up that I think is cool, but I'd rather have this than that, then I let it go.
Mm-hmm. Just quickly, sketch cards, Norin. One of ones, right? Generally.
Okay, so here's. Am I talking too much? You guys would tell me, right?
No, you're good.
Okay. So.
I just worry. I just wonder about the grading aspect as well. Sketch cards, like.
Don't grade sketch cards. That's not where it is. It's not about grading sketch cards because they're essentially a one of one. There's no reason to grade them.
Exactly.
The sketch card, when you get into sketch cards, you're looking for something a little bit more special. Yeah, Spidey, I don't want to use your real name, unless you know what I mean. But him and I have spoken about this.
Yeah.
Why did I keep putting it back over there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Couple of things with sketch cards, and I'll make a longer video. Mm-hmm. I might take Matt Fuller into it. I mentioned it to him, so he says he's going to work with me.
So Matt Fuller, who's that?
Scary guy. Do not cross. No, he's a sweetheart. He's a teddy bear. But he has more experience with sketch cards, and there's other people that have even more experience than him. But he's
you had him on the podcast, didn't you? Yeah, super, I think I listened to that.
Super great guy, really. X-Men collector and other things, and just he has sketches that put hair on your chest. I've seen his collection. So you guys okay, so here's the three biggies. So these are the ones that people don't know. Flair Ultra Spider-Man 97, Silver Age, and MCC 98.
And you have 3 of them?
These are card sets that have the very first sketchographs.
Yeah.
You see the blue?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's by Ron Lim.
Wow.
And that's where you got your sketch card logo. It's so awesome.
The reason these are not popular is because you can't find them. The reason these are hard to collect is because people don't let go of them.
Right.
And the reason you don't know about these is because people don't want you to know about them.
Mm-mm. No, but we're going to do a top 10 video soon.
That's a great idea.
Wherever you are.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
That's literally taking everything, isn't it? That's crazy.
Yeah, but so there's a Stan Lee sketch card, right?
Why are you bringing up stuff like that? Why are you turn this shit off? What is wrong with you? Where's Lee's studio? Where's that button?
Yeah. Oh, I
had a shot at it. I had to turn it down.
Yeah. I bet the number was huge.
Numbers. It's not a crazy number. I don't think it's that crazy a number right now. Well, the number, not the number on eBay. That's a stupid number. That guy's. Right. That's an idiotic number. Okay. I just wanted to say this real quick because we talked about at the very beginning. So just bringing it full circle. what are prices for sketch cards? What's the range, right? Because that's the tricky part, isn't it? You have to know the artist, and you have to understand, well, how does a sketch that doesn't have color? There we go. Finally have something else to show you than just a Silver Surfer card, right?
Yeah,
For instance, this one, 200. This one, $35. Now, when you look at this, be honest. I'm not going to be offended. Which one looks like the more expensive sketch?
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
By far, right? Beautiful artist, super undervalued at $35 for sure, right? But this will never get as high as this guy. What people don't realize, it has to do on two accounts. One, the set, and two, the artist. The character does come into play, but that gets a little tricky.
Right. Because that could be specific for each person. Yeah.
You have to be in the know when you dip into sketch cards. You can't
know your
sketch
shit
cards not
big
knowing. You can look at a number on everything else. You can know your characters because you live in the world and you're surrounded by pop culture. But when it comes to sketch cards, unless you know your artist well and you know the set, it's a different game. Very different.
See, Justin, I feel like you're maybe halfway there. If you're, you know your comics pretty well.
He is halfway there. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, like I mean, if a Clayton Crane did a sketch card right now, you couldn't buy it from me. I mean, you probably could. There's a number, but it wouldn't be for sale naturally. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to sell this real quick, because he's one of the hottest artists right now. He did Miles Morales' first appearance interiors. He's got a certain signature that's called the Crane Bow, where he signs each section of his name in a different color, and he does it to match the color of whatever he's signing. So he's very thoughtful about it. So, I mean, yeah, if he did a sketch, Clayton, Clayton, Crane, Crain. When you see write this out? Yeah, when you see his work, like if I could commission him to do a Spidey right now, oh my gosh, yeah, I would pay. I would sell stuff and I would pay what I would need to pay to get it.
Yeah.
But that's where it comes down to for sketch card collectors. Everything you've just said is exactly why it's impossible to pull these cards from people's hands.
Yeah.
It really is. It really
is. I wouldn't do that for just any artist. You know what I mean?
But there are so many sketch card artists out there, the older sets, that have legendary comic book artists that people don't know. For instance,
was John Romita Sr.? Did he do some of the sketches on that? Talking about quintessential Spider-Man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Joe Cena did a surfer. Did a surfer that I can't grab because I can't pull it off people.
Yeah.
They won't be hearing my price. But
not interested.
They're like, get out of here. What's wrong with you?
Are you the weirdo? Just keep my name in your book.
Keep my name out of your mouth. Get away from me. For instance, here's something crazy. Oh, okay, so this is fun. So here's a sketch card. Right? It's very weird looking, right?
Yeah, it's got a feminine look to it.
It's strange. It's very stylized. It's extremely stylized, correct? This is pack pulled. You know who the artist is?
Not a clue. It's
Sal Abinant. Abbinant. That's Alex Ross's colorist.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
Yeah. Top 5 artists right now. Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
And this guy's a big deal. Not to a lot of people who are in the know understand, but people who don't.
So you pulled it out of a pack?
Yeah, okay, sure. Like I have that kind of luck. I have no luck. I don't pull anything. It's all eBay and people's collections and a lot of knee pad wearing and crying. Okay, any favors I can do. I can't. It just I can't pack pull anything, and they don't exist anymore. They were rare to begin with. They're difficult to find. It just doesn't happen. I have something else too that might be worth showing. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, so that's the thing about sketch cards.
So without meaning to do it, when I was buying my 2020 Marvel Masterpiece, I pulled 2 Spidey 29.99 sketches.
Oh, really?
You got good luck, man. You
I
got some
do.
serious luck.
I'm very
It's
blessed.
not just that; other ones you've opened as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been crazy.
That's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Beast.
I'm happy to open any packs that you guys have. So
Yeah.
I will send you stuff. I'd be like, no, this goes right over to him.
Yeah.
Go pull what I want.
Spidey, have you got Miles cards?
yes, I went ahead and bought what appeared to me, initially some of the earlier stuff. I'm not sure it's his first appearance in Marvel trading cards. I haven't done enough research.
2011.
These were very cheap, $5 cards. What'd you say?
2011, I believe.
2011.
But I don't know what the first appearance is.
Can you just do a video that tells me what to buy, please? Do a Miles Morales. Here's what you should be buying video. Yes, please. So you'll do the research. That'd be great.
I just wonder. It's just interesting, isn't it? Interesting.
No, absolutely. Well, I have 4 Miles Morales first appearance comic books off to be signed right now by Clayton Crane. And one of them I'm getting a remark on. He's only doing 10 of them. So I'm one of the 10. He's going to do I've asked him to do Miles Morales in the AMS 300 pose with his webbing in that Cranebow style webbing. So
that's so cool.
Good idea, man. Yeah. Oh, that's painfully good. Damn you. That's so good.
Well,
so smart.
that particular cover, his face is covered. It doesn't show his head because it's, they're revealing the next Spider-Man, right? And so right now that's the #1 book that people purchase, but in a sense, it's actually not his first full appearance on cover. That happened in the second print, right? And then there's a variant to the second print where his mask is pulled. So that's his whole face. So I thought, you know what? Since the first print is the hot book, I'll get him drawn in a full appearance by the interior artist. And that'll kind of offset that. And then it'll be fine.
Dude, are you recording like this? Like, are you videoing all this? Like,
I will when it comes in. They're at good. CGC right now.
Great.
That'd be
such good content.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome. Love it.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, boy. So what happened? Someone else commented about something?
He's asked me to show the Spidey twin. I'm not in the right room for that. I'll
He's in his other room with all this other stuff.
Stop.
You guys make me sick. You'd have no idea.
Stop.
I've got like 2 drawers and that's it.
This is the study. Then I have the room. It's out in the garage. So.
Oh my god!
I don't know the Glee brothers.
Yeah, so so Glee brothers, Dar, Fred, Ian, Bella. There's a bunch of like big sketch card artist names, right? So that's kind of like the second tier of the whole sketch card thing, right? There are certain artists in the modern sketch card world that are a big deal. Those are the big pools, right? Glebe is one of them, right? He's one of the major. The Glee brothers is one of the major ones. I'm accumulating shares. But yeah, so that's kind of like the big one that people are. Those are how the sketch cards work there, and what people hunt for the more modern sketch card stuff. But that's the thing: you have to know the artist. You have to look around. You know what I mean? But the stuff you can't find, just nice. We all know. But I don't know. It's very hard to sniff through what's out there and stuff like that.
Yep. Very cool. Awesome, guys. Well, we are at 1 hour and 35 minutes, and I feel like we just got started. We're doing good. Well, anything else you guys want to cover?
So I'm just reading the comments.
Yeah.
I cannot multitask.
You can't. No, I can't. I can't either. Can't do it at all. Men can't multitask anyway. So.
I can't either. No, I did get something special. I haven't shared on my channel yet. Okay. Yeah, why not? I'll take a picture of it later. So I was able to secure. So okay. So I'm gonna get into like a thing for you guys. Scenes. Okay. So a lot of Marvel card collectors are master set collectors. So what does that mean? That means they have flattened boxes. They have master prints from the set. They have the promos. They have the sell sheets. They have the full set, all the chase, all the inserts, all in one binder with the official binder, right? Some of those sets from the Rittenhouse years also have sketch cards. So what they do is they'll get one base sketch card, one 6-case incentive sketch card, and one 9-case incentive sketch card. Next question should be, what's a case incentive thingamajiggy? Okay, right. So basically the Rittenhouse sets, which are big sketch card sets, but they also have like base cards and all that kind of stuff, right? What we're used to. If you bought 6 cases, you would get a special sketch card by the designated artist at the 6-case incentive layer tier. And then if you bought 9 cases, you would get a sketch card for the 9-case incentive.
So this was for the
Just
dealers
one.
Or the buyers, not actual
This is
consumers?
for the buyers.
Gotcha.
Consumers. So if someone bought 9 cases, they would get one sketch card by a particular artist. Now you're thinking to yourself, like, wow, 9 cases for one sketch card with one artist? That must be a pretty big artist. Yes, it is.
Wow. And how many people bought 9 cases?
To sell them out, a lot. So these things would sell out, are extremely rare. Now the artists that would have are people that are very next level, right? One of them is Bob Layton. Huge comic book legendary artist. So he's actually, I'll tell you right now.
Bob Layton.
I'll show you.
Heard that name.
Yeah.
So for these master collectors, because it's impossible to collect all sketches, they will grade it a master collection if they have one of each type.
So they will get a whole master collection, and they will get one type of every sketch card. And one would be one of the base regular ones by probably a high-profile artist to make their collection look really nice, or they'll do a 9-page, and then they'll get one of the 6-case incentives, and then they'll get one of the 9-case incentive sketch cards. So these sketch cards are really hard to find, and they're done by next level artists. So the one that I got was for Marvel's 70th anniversary. I found this in someone's collection, and they weren't going to give it up. And they were like, listen, this is part of my master set, which is a line I get every day when hunting for Marvel cards. This is part of my master set. I can't let it go. It completes a set.
Gingy, we got to start using that. It doesn't mean you completed the set.
That's what you have to do.
You just say it's for my I've got one, but it's just my master set. So it's gonna.
And then idiots like me will pay more money to break it.
Yeah.
No, good. That's a great strat. It's working for a lot of people out there. I tell you that, bastards.
Right.
The guy's super nice, super sweet guy. I'm just having fun, but he was very nice. But it was part of his master set, and he was like, it have to be a pretty entertaining offer to sell it. So I was like, I'll do it. Okay, whatever you need. And I gave the offer.
Yeah. Are you PayPal ready?
I was like, you PayPal ready? What's your email? And I purchased it from him. He was able to replace it with a cheaper version and make some money off of a profit. But the sketch card is done by Bob Layton. Now, Bob Layton is a legendary American comic book artist working on many titles such as Iron Man and Hercules. And guess what? He's also the co-founder of Valiant Comics, Valiant.
They were big in Valiant. They were big in the 90s, early 90s.
And they have
did
lot.
Like Bloodshot and a bunch of other ones. Yeah, I knew the name.
So big guy. He worked with John Romita. He helped create characters, legendary Captain America, Incredible Hulk, all the big titles. He worked even in DC comic books, which is where you thought of the name as well. But he also co-wrote Iron Man and drew Iron Man and all that kind of stuff. So he's a big guy, right? Responsible for a lot of pieces, right? So he did some of these sketch cards. He did a surfer.
Oh wow, that looks really good.
Love these.
So it comes with this seal, which is still sealed, and it's 9 case incentive. So the only way to get this was to purchase 9 cases. And they're extremely rare. And he only did maybe 1 or 2 surfers, I think, from my count. Marvel 70 years.
Wow.
It's an awesome back as well, isn't it?
See, but let's be honest with each other.
Mhm.
I have to tell you a 15-minute story for you to look at this card and be like, oh yeah, that's worth a lot of money.
That's worth a lot of money.
That's the problem with sketch cards.
So no, there's
Yeah.
got to have this legacy behind this pedigree behind it is the word I was looking for. It's got to have pedigree and like are you journaling any of this in any kind of way that someone could come behind you and know what they're looking at?
They can look it up and find it out for themselves. You just have to go to the Rittenhouse Sci-Fi Hobby website and you have it all written there. It's just that people don't know, you know, like be honest with me, Gingieman, be honest. I'm not going to be offended at all. I already paid the money. It's already over and I'm very happy with it. What would you pay for this? Gun to head. What would you pay? Don't lie to me. Do not try to be nice.
Yeah, I don't. I'm going to go really high so I can't offend you, but 10K. That's what I'm going to go for.
All right. Hey, can I say? All right.
Tell me.
Not knowing anything, I just look at the card. I'm like, that looks as good as this card and this card. I'm in it. I'd love to be at 75, but if you got to do 125, I'm in. You see what I'm saying? Oh gosh. Yeah.
500.
He's like,
That's a lot. I can get a raw.
Pretty stupid.
I can get a raw first appearance of Miles Morales for that.
See, but there's the trick. Trick because I know people.
Yeah, me and Venomous we're the same. We're 75 to 100.
See, and you guys are right. Based on what you know with the context of modern Marvel collecting now, you would absolutely be right. If that was on eBay and done by anybody else, that's where it would be at.
Yeah.
And I agree with you.
Wow.
But
hold on, I'm doing the math in my head. He put an offer on 20 Rittenhouse sketch cards. Is that the same set, 2008?
That's a nice set. That's FF Fantastic Four Archive 2008. So yeah, that's a great set.
He's going hard.
Mark knows what's up. Mark sees it. Mark sees the future with that. What people don't understand is that. Okay, so now I tell you the price because I'm being honest with people, and you know, someone recently gave me a whole spiel about being transparent in the hobby. Screw that person, but whatever.
As you shouldn't do it.
Well, like that, you should be really transparent, as in like major transparent. You know what I mean? Which doesn't make sense. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. But basically, the reason I wanted to say that with the price and stuff like that is to prove a point. You can't find this.
Right.
And the people who have it would not give it away for that price.
Yeah.
That's the truth. I know I can find someone to pay me 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
But see.
Yeah. That's like buying land next to your house. It's worth more to you than somebody who's just looking for land.
Yeah.
You know, you're pot committed to surfer. So to me, it's just
see.
Cool
but this fits a criteria for my collection specifically. I'm the only a-hole who's going to pay for this at that price, unless you get a sketch card collector that knows what's up. And if they know what's up, they have pieces that they're already very highly committed to.
Mm-hmm.
That has no color.
Right.
No color. For instance. Anyway, no color. I'm not trying to show off. I hope it doesn't come off that way. I'm trying to let you guys understand something. Okay, good. Because that's not what that's not my intention. My intention is just to help people understand a little more about sketch cards. Because I think it's a big issue. I think there's the most important thing in my eyes in terms of Marvel cards, right?
I will say, as someone who has for the last, I'll say 3 years, very on the fringe. Like someone who's been a part of some of these Marvel trading card groups who never comment or post it. Just full disclosure there. The sketch cards confused the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Like completely confused the heck
Agreed.
out of me. I was like, where do you start? Who do you start with?
Yeah.
How do you know? What do you do? Like, it's still like even now we're doing a YouTube live chat about it around the world. I mean, even now there's still some confusion around it. And I'm learning more each day, and I'm really appreciative.
It took me years to figure this stuff out, guys. Like years. Like when I first got into the hobby, like I knew I wanted sketch cards because I stumbled upon it. It's so scarce and so like crazy that like back in the day when sketch cards were like being sold, they were sold by maybe 1 or 2 people, and they would fax everybody what the card looked like, or they would just give people names, and people would buy it sight unseen. They didn't know what the art looked like, but they knew the artist, and they're like, well, I want that sketch card, I'll pay this. And they would pay. Like that was the world before. You know what I mean? Like in all seriousness. Like, and it's a weird, the people who are in the know don't want other people to know.
Right.
And I understand why. But I think that is going to backfire people's collections, because guess what? You are going through my collection. You're like, you see this, right? You see that card.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's sketchy and gross and whatever.
That is cool, man.
That's really cool, right? I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
So cool.
This is done by Charles Hall, right? And it's Marvel Greatest Battles. They don't understand that itself is probably a $400 sketch card.
Wow.
You couldn't pry this out of my hand for any amount of money. But, you know, if I saw this on eBay for $400, I would buy it without thinking. And that, you know, that's because of saving money. I don't come from a lot of money. I come from a very poor background and all this kind of stuff. This is all money I've made by selling other collectibles I had and then refocused on cards. You know what I mean? That's all part of a bigger plan.
You don't have to apologize for what you bought.
No, you know,
I know.
You should apologize for showing off, though.
Yeah, that's right. So then
I'm joking. Yeah, I know you're not.
Then ask if a sketch card I suspect would ever get to 5,000 or 8,000. If you don't mind, I'd like to respond. Not the way that I think you would respond, but
I want to hear it.
To me, for something like that to happen, it would have to be someone who no one knows about. They draw an amazing sketch, and then because it was early in that person's career, they later became Todd McFarlane. They later became whoever, and that was an early sketch early on that no one knew about, one of one, and then they blew up. I don't think it's going to be as much as they're already famous. They've already made it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
100%. I think Spidey's dead on. Like for me and a lot of other sketch card collectors, there's always the invisible line that no sketch card should cost me the same amount of money that an original art from that same artist from their comic book should cost me. That's a line. That's a big line. Covers usually sell between 5 and 8K. Interiors usually sell between 15 and 4K, depending who, right? Depending on the artist, depending on the modern, and if it's vintage and Jim Lee, then you're looking at crazy 10s, 20s, Tom McFlurry, 10, 20s, 30s, 1,000, all that kind of stuff. Here's the trick. A lot of sketch card people believe that, but then when you offer them that much money for it, they still turn it down.
Wow.
And that's what gets me. Because it's one thing to have that as the unspoken rule, and it's another thing to not let it go. For instance, right, if someone had something and it was like, let's say Joe Sinon, right? It was a surfer from Joe Sinon. And I'm like, I'll give you $2,000 for it. And they're like, nah, I can't give that up. That tells me that the rule is very different. Like no one thought a PNG out of 10 should go to close to 30K or over 30K, which is what the final price was. No one said that. Everyone was like, this is stupidest number out of 10. There's 9 other ones. Where are they?
Right.
Yet someone bought it. And there were multiple bidders. And I know 2 of the 4 bidders that did it. So I know it's not just like make believe and, whatever.
Do you know the buyer?
It was real.
You do know the buyer?
I told you. Did I tell you? I told you.
Maybe you did. I just forgot.
Did I tell Spidey? No, who did I tell? Oh my
Yeah, we
God,
were
who
on the
did I
live
tell?
chat.
Yeah, you told
Live
Spidey
chat.
on the live. Yeah, you did.
On the live chat. I'll talk to you, Gingy. I'll tell you. Like, we'll talk after. But like, I mean, I won't give you the name, but I'll tell you what I know.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I know the buyer. I know the buyer.
We need to
In
get
my
him on
opinion.
here on this live
Yeah.
somehow.
You know,
I don't know.
in some regard, you have to understand that people are looking at Marvel cards and they look at all the other cards and they're like, okay, what's the Grail card? Right?
Yeah.
What's the card that's important to everybody? What's the card that will always be important to people? And I do think that Green Spider-Man is up there.
Yeah.
It might not be the one, but hell if it ain't close. Top 5 at least. In my eyes, has to be.
Good. What would you guys say? I know I completely agree, Norman. Like it's definitely going to be up there. Longevity of that is just insane.
It's
like
insane.
from the 90s, what is a Grail? You think? Yeah. What do you think is a card from the 90s as a Grail?
Can I guess it
Okay.
wrong and then Norton correct me?
You know what? Don't even. That's not fair.
I actually think.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. I have to clarify real quick. And that's Spidey,
Okay.
then you're going. But real quickly,
Yeah.
Gingy, what year to what year? I need to know specifically. Because it changes. It changes my answer.
I'm going to change it. I'm going to say from 90 to 96. And then do you mind responding after that?
Good shit.
Yeah, so from 90 to 96, I think if you have a PSA 10 Cosmic Spider-Man hologram, you may have not one of the Grails. It's way up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely in the top 5. It's hard to get a PSA 10. Have you seen one? I haven't seen one.
There's one. I want to say there's one PSA 10 holo.
One? Yeah. So
I don't know what it is. Whether it is cosmic, I don't know. But
if it's cosmic, it's I mean, that's to me would be mind blowing. And I think would likely be considered one of the Grails. There's only 110. Wow. All right.
Good job.
There you go.
Let me make sure. I'm really mad at you because you're gonna make me reveal something that I'm hunting. So I'm super mad at you now.
Is it
so Cosmic Spider-Man? There's 4 PSA 10s.
Yeah,
Cosmic Spider-Man.
But even still, like,
648. Hear me out. 648 cards. 648 holograms from 1990 Marvel Universe have been graded. 169 of those was the Cosmic Spider-Man. 4 got PSA 10.
Low odds.
Okay, so your question from 90s to 96. Okay, so 1990 holograms graded Gem 10 are up there. 1991 holograms, I think, are close, nothing crazy yet. The 94 holograms, the really pretty, these guys, I think they're super undervalued and impossible to get 10s on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so emotion cards from the 95 set with gold foil signature.
Yeah, the 95 Marvel Masterpiece is what I was trying to say.
That's my boy. You got it. I think a lot of Grail cards will be sets rather than single cards. But if we're talking about single card only, for instance, right? So we're traveling. Fuck, I'm so mad at you. Okay, I shouldn't be cussing. So mad at you, Gingieman. Fine. Oh, so mad at you. Duh. Okay.
Charles, I didn't include anything after 96 because I bailed out at that time.
So okay. God, I'm so mad at him. Double Impact, graded 10.
Knew it.
Oh,
I knew it.
You were the one.
I actually knew it.
It's the only
motherfucker.
Well, you guys want to hear this? I haven't shown you
Kebab.
this. Did I not show you this? God, man, I have the worst memory.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Oh, God. So, okay. So this is the tricky thing. Well, okay, funny story, real quick. funny story. This card came up on eBay. Oh God, how much was it? 400 or 600?
Oh,
Maybe less than 4, maybe 300.
makes me
Fudge.
feel
I don't remember. It came up. No one bought it. Everyone was looking at it. Everyone, people made fun of me. I said, guys, I think that's a good buy, man. They're like, what? That's so stupid. They're everywhere. You can get a 10 anywhere. It's no big deal, blah, blah. 87, 88, Charles. 87, 88. Everyone's talking about that. And I agree. Okay. I agree. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
Real
that's
quick
another
with the
video.
story. Yeah. So, no, everyone looked at me like I was an a-hole. People were like, "Don't buy that. That's crazy, man. It's not numbered. You save the money for the green PMG because it's only going to cost you like $500." It cost me $500. And I bought it. And I said, you know what? I think you guys are wrong. These are embossed. What people don't realize is that they're embossed. They're not flat. They're embossed.
Yeah.
They're double-sided embossed.
And the color goes all the way to the
Damn.
edge. And it's dark edges.
And people were like, don't buy it. That's stupid high. Don't get it.
Yeah.
The other
You got
one
it.
was also there.
Oh,
Pop
wow.
2 on the base. They said, don't buy it. Don't buy it. I promise you this. If I listed this on eBay, I have over $2,000 offers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Oh,
more.
absolutely.
minimum
Minimum.
for
Now,
sure.
I try to be low. I always be low because
Yeah. I'm with you.
I'm not flexing. What I'm trying to get people to understand is that
You mean, yeah,
Marvel
you can have a
card
buyer in
collectors.
24 hours. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gone. I know exactly
Yeah.
who to sell to.
Yeah.
I know exactly who to sell to. Exactly. Be gone. Okay, but here we go. Gingy, I'm so mad at you. Okay. Okay. There's a set. I'm not going to find the other 3 cards, so it's fine. I can let it go. There's a set called Marvel Onslaught.
By the way, if they hung out with us for 2 hours, they deserve.
They deserve
whatever
this
you're-
treat.
whatever you're
I'm so
Yeah.
glad we've been on here for 2 hours. My wife's going to kill me. Okay.
Yeah.
1996 Marvel
Well, it's
Onslaught.
midnight over there for Gingy. Good night. Give him
Oh
some.
my God, Gingy, I'm so sorry.
It's 11. It's fine. It's an early day. Early.
Okay.
Come on, I'm waiting.
Marvel. I'm so sorry. Marvel 1990. Actually, hold on. I think there's something. No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
wait a little
19
more.
1996 Marvel Onslaught. People don't
Yeah.
realize that there are 4 cards in there that are pack inserted autograph cards.
What?
Only 100 each. Impossible to find. When I say impossible, I mean impossible.
Mark says there's
Too far.
11 of them.
They're very hard to pull, Marvelous. Very hard to pull. And they stick together
I can buy a
because
pack.
they're a little glossy. You can buy a
And
pack.
open
Let's
it.
see if you get
And
it. You
open
have
it.
better luck than anybody else.
ASAP.
You'd probably pull off 4 in one pack and be like, oh, do regular cards come in here? I don't know.
Whatever.
And there's 4 of them. And I'm going to get you the list of the 4 signers. And I hope you are ready for this because this is going to blow your socks off.
So while you're pulling that
let's
up,
find this. Go ahead.
I think Onslaught cards were like the last cards I bought as a kid before I stopped buying as a kid.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I have them
That's
sitting right
funny.
over here. Yeah, I'm gonna grab them.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Holy
They're
shit.
not. Some of them are really nice. So here we. Well, yeah, Justin can hear me. Spidey can hear me. So there are 4 characters, 4 cards.
So I thought I had them sitting there, but I don't.
One is Mr. Fantastic. The other one is Captain America. The other one is Silver Surfer, and the other one is Iron Man. Now let me tell you who signed them. Mr. Fantastic was drawn by Jim Lee and is signed by Jim Lee and an embossed stamp. That means it's pack pulled embossed stamp. That means it can't be duplicated. That's how they verify autographs to be authentic. They give them an embossed stamp.
And there's
Then
how
there's
many
Captain
of each
America. They say 100 of each.
card? Okay.
But you have to remember, Onslaught didn't sell well. Onslaught bricks. I've spoken to a lot of collectors out there. No one would even tell me this card existed because they didn't want me to grab it before they could. That's how desirable this card is. No one brings it up. The second one is Captain America. It is signed by Rob Liefeld.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Deadpool.
Silver Surfer. Yep.
Deadpool creator.
Creator of Deadpool signed Captain America pack pulled card. Captain America, I think, is drawn by him as well. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me. Silver Surfer, drawn by Jim Lee, signed by Stan Lee.
Oh, wow. You got to be kidding. And it's a good signature, too. It's not where he goes all over the place.
And the stamp is right underneath, and the back is different as well.
Nice.
Wow.
The last one is Iron Man, signed by Stan Lee.
Man. Could you
Do you know
imagine
who has
pulling
that
those
card?
out of a pack?
I know who had. I'm an asshole. I'm an idiot. Sorry, I cuss. I'm an idiot. I bought the Surfer one as it popped up on eBay for $400 or $300. People were like, "That's a lot of money for that card, man. That's crazy." I was like, "Guess what? Within an hour, I had an offer double on what I paid for it. In an hour, someone hit me up. So I'll pay you $600 or $800 for it right now."
Wow.
Charles says they're 1 out of 4,500 packs.
Thank you, Charles. He can't keep his mouth shut. Why are you talking, Charles? Stay quiet. Don't tell people the good stuff.
So if I buy 4,500 packs, I should get one. Should.
So that is one of your grails, yeah? You're saying is a grail.
That took all the way to the end of the collection to finally find one. That did not come to me up first. That and the QFX. Yeah. The QFX is 97, and I think it's right below that card.
Mm-hmm.
These 35 of these each. They're just
nice.
You just can't find it. You just can't find. But PC, that's the thing. That's not advertised. Who who knows? You don't know that stuff unless you're looking. You don't know. You just don't know. And those 4 characters and signed by amazing Jim Lee, autograph, pack inserted, Mr. Fantastic, his artwork. And Jim Lee's one of my favorite artists because I'm a sucker for Jim Lee X-Men, and I grew up on Jim Lee and Ron Lim, and him doing Surfer. This is like one of his only Surfers, and to have his artwork and then Stan Lee's signature. I am so happy I didn't know about the card before I found it on eBay. I found it on eBay before I even knew the card existed.
Wow.
I had to hit up a buddy and be like, "Yo, is this real? What is this?" He goes, "Yep, that's real, and that's amazing." And when he said that's amazing, he didn't say you should grab it. He said that's amazing, and then didn't speak to me for a little bit. And I was like, "This mother's gonna go buy it."
Right.
But yeah.
He just said, "You just say you were gonna buy it, man."
I know. You didn't say you were going to buy it. You were asking me questions, right?
Yeah. I didn't think you wanted it after I told you.
I didn't think you wanted it. Why would you care?
Nice.
Hey, beautiful.
So these 1987 comic images, I'm pretty sure Noreen was about to say something on them.
Well, hey guys, I do need to wrap it up.
You gotta go. It's been 2 hours. We'll do this again whenever you guys want. I'm in.
Yeah. We do need to talk about those cars, Gingy. What he's got.
Yeah, comic images. Well, I'll write it down on a note for the next one.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay, Spider-Man: No Way Home dropping tomorrow, and it's going to be 2.5 minutes. Wow.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Excited.
Yeah. What are they going to give us?
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully, 2 minutes. They have to give us something.
Yeah. I normally don't watch movie previews, by the way. I try to avoid them.
Really?
Yeah, they just give away the whole movie. There's a number of movies I haven't watched, especially when it's like a dramatized storyline, and they kind of give the whole storyline. You know who the villain is, who the good guy. I'm like, oh, whatever. I already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, guys, hey, it's been absolutely amazing, and love being with you guys. Love being with everybody on the chat.
Always,
That was so much fun together today. So we'll do this again. Can we possibly maybe look at doing it Saturday next week? Is that possible?
Sure.
I got nothing. Are you good, Gingy?
Should be fine. Yeah, should be okay.
Well, I'm going to be.
I'm in.
I'm leaving Sunday, so I won't be able to do it Sunday. That's why.
No worries.
That's why I asked that.
I'm here.
All right.
Sounds good to me. I'm in.
We'll be in touch, and guys in the chat, we'll do a better job of letting you guys know when we're coming, so you can jump on.
Thank you
Yeah,
all for hanging out, by the way.
Good stuff. All right, man. Peace.
All right, everybody. Later.
Cheers, guys.
Catch you
Thank
later.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Later.